it is not normal for them not to be here.
No, it's very, very weird.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got hit with some crazy weather early this morning. Filmed for the Crocker Life. We'll put in a clip right here.
Well, we just gotta take shelter. Warning. Wild.
As you guys could tell, it was pretty wild, and we're going to walk around and kind of look and see what happened to the property and see if everything's good. Our main thing is our structures, trees down, get any water in the pond, whatever. We're going to check it all out. Well, luckily, our chicken coop is fine. The chickens are still up in there. Yeah. We've been having some issues with them. You guys can see that on the Crocker Life. Yes. But our water well house over here, we actually left the door open because we were pumping water, and I'm really glad it didn't get ripped off.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it could have easily got ripped off. I'm glad that log was there to kind of stop it, but it's still on there pretty good. The roof and everything's good, so we lucked out with that. But you guys know the grain bin is a huge thing that a lot of people have wondered about. How is it anchored down? Will it hold up in crazy storms? All that. I don't know how crazy the winds were.
It looked pretty wild, just from the camper window. It felt wild in there, too.
I don't know if it told us how much online. I'll try to look for that. But it has held up really, really well, really good. There's, from what I've seen just walking around, nothing wrong with it. So very, very thankful for that. I do think because it is rounded, we talked about that on Coop the Crockers this morning. I think that helps a lot. My main concern is the barn we just built because it's a fresh build. It's new. You never know.
Much blood, sweat, tears.
Yeah, and you don't want it to mess up. So we're just going to kind of walk that way and see what we see. So we did have a tree split, which is pretty crazy. It came all the way off and fell down. Luckily, it wasn't one of these trees on the vehicle, anything like that. So
that was a healthy tree.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and that's a pretty thick tree. That's probably 8 inches wide or so. So pretty crazy that the winds were that strong to knock it out. So I don't know if maybe, I guess it didn't, I was gonna say maybe get struck by lightning or something, but it looks like it just cracked off. So I don't know exactly. I don't think it got struck by lightning or anything. We did hear a crack. It was just lightning, crack, boom.
And it shook the camper.
Like, it was
crazy.
Yeah,
it was close.
It was super, super close. So I don't know if that was it. I feel like it would have done more to the tree, but if anything, the winds were bad enough. And then it looks like down here, some more stuff is down. It's a little bit smaller, but it's still some damage. And luckily, it didn't fall on anything that we had, the animals, structures, anything like that. So I don't know. This is one of the things that it sucks when you have a bunch of woods. It's cool because you get privacy, it's nature, all that stuff, but at the same time, you have stuff like this that could fall, that could break, that could ruin your stuff. Animals can get hurt. It can get dangerous pretty quick. Now we're gonna walk over here to the barn, and I could already tell the pig pond was completely empty.
Oh, wow.
It was completely empty, so this is how much water we got in a very short amount of time.
That's crazy.
And then also, I'm pretty sure the pond over there is going to have water if this has water. It was 100% dry. So
that's crazy.
It came down pretty quick. We didn't get much rain the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I think they said the rest of the weekend's supposed to get wild as well. So we don't know, but the fact that there's water in here is pretty crazy. So again, it's not a deep pond. The dogs are barking. If you guys are watching Coop the Crockers, you guys saw the neighbors had burnt. Well, I'm really glad it rained because now it's not going to burn. It's still smoking, which is crazy.
I think
but
that's what lowrider's barking at.
Yeah, it's still smoking, but the fact that got water in it's pretty crazy. That was one reason why we were glad the pond is where it is right there, because over here at the barn, it just all goes down, and I came through. You could tell where the skid marks and everything were from Jeremy's skid steer and the tires. Lowrider. And that's where all the water goes down and stuff. So it really worked out for that, because that's going to be for the pigs, and now we don't have to put water in it. So now, speaking of the barn, everything on it looks pretty good. There were a few things I was a little worried about because we ran out of screws to screw stuff in, but as of right now, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't see anything. Some of the trim work I was worried that might get ripped off because not enough screws and stuff, but we end up getting more screws. We can get that done after this weekend, after the rain. We don't want to get on there clearly, but the fact that it held up is really good. I'm very, very happy with that. We spent, I think, roughly, we can really check later, I think about $7,000 in the barn, $7,000. And to have it just finished and not even fully finished where we had the animals in, and then a tornado come through or trees fall on it or whatever would be a terrible thing. So,
it'd be so bad.
Yeah, so let us know that we did. This one could easily fall on it and crush it, but I think the other ones are far enough away. I think we cleared enough, and I feel like it's built good enough to withstand some heavy winds. So I'm super happy with that. But now we're going to go over to the pond and check that out, see if it did any better. I think if that one has water, this one, but it is deeper. It'll be harder to tell, but I think we got some. All right, over here at the pond, it's definitely filling up.
It is murky now.
Yeah, so we have been filling it up with the hose, and I don't think it went up a little bit because that stick right there was right outside. Well, a little bit more than what it is now, and then the log itself is actually almost fully underwater.
Yeah.
But it is super nasty because of all the mud and it coming down and draining and
Normally
stuff.
It's clear.
Yeah, super clear. If you guys again watch the Crocker Life, we show it all the time. But it's doing pretty good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how much water is in here, and it got a little bit extra, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But we know this is up at the top of our property, which means all the water's not going down. So we probably got just as much water as that other pond. This is just bigger.
Yeah,
so,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but the fact that it is holding water and doing good. It is nasty, you guys can see now. You can't see through it, but give it a day or two to clear up and it'll look really good. So we're still trying to fill that up with the water well, and then also hopefully with the rain this weekend. But oh, little frog right there. But pretty good. I'm happy. All right, we're down here with the animals. I actually fed them earlier, but everything seems to be doing good. Hank is loving it. Hank! So, I don't know if something happened, but he's got a little gash on his head.
On the other side, too.
He got hit pretty good with something, I don't know. And then, I don't know where the goats are at. The goats, I didn't even think about it, and you're like, have you seen the goats? And I was like, wait a minute, I haven't seen them. So, normally, they're over here, hanging with the pigs, or
up by us.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them at all this morning.
Nope.
So truly have no clue. So this is me one of those. We'll have to ride around and check on and see. They don't go far.
No, they, again too, this is their shelter. Both of these spots or underneath the grain bin, and they don't go far. So it's weird. If it was storming and they scared them, you wouldn't think they'd get scared off. They would get scared to their shelter. Yeah, and every single day they're out and about around us. So I don't know. I didn't even think about that when I came and fed them this morning. Normally they go running up when we're feeding the pigs. So honestly, I don't know in the moment. We're gonna have to search around and try to find them. We'll ride around on the side-by-side or something, four-wheelers. But Breakfast and Hank are loving this this mud. Again, I don't know what happened to him, why his ears messed up, but there's definitely stuff down. Well, I definitely didn't think what we'd be looking for is our goats. I thought we would have to be messing with the barn or something like that. So we're gonna spend the rest of the time, we're not gonna film it, we just need to go looking for these goats. It is not normal for them not to be here. No, it's very, very weird.
Yeah, it's more likely for a dog to go roam off than these goats. These goats do not roam off. So the fact it was after this storm, Breakfast got beat up pretty bad. Our goats are missing. I'm really hoping it's not a predator. I don't know, honestly, what happened, but we're going to look around. We're going to see, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's good. I am glad that our structures are good. But now we got to figure out these animals.